Why North Korea's economic policies matter to the world. What really goes on behind the closed borders of North Korea? How does a nation shrouded in secrecy sustain its economy? North Korea, officially known as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, remains one of the most secretive and isolated nations in the world. Its economy is tightly controlled by the state, with limited external trade and heavy sanctions imposed by the international community. Despite these challenges, North Korea has managed to sustain its economy through various means: economic structure and governance. North Korea's economy is characterized by centralized planning and state ownership of resources. The government, led by Kim Jong-un, controls all major industries, including agriculture, mining, manufacturing, and services. According to a 2023 report by the Korea Institute for National Unification, KINU, the DPRK's economic policies focus on self-reliance, known locally as Juche, which promotes domestic production and reduces dependence on foreign imports. The state's control over the economy is evident in its management of agricultural and industrial production. Collective farms and state-owned enterprises dominate the landscape, with limited private enterprise allowed in specific sectors. Recent research indicates that while there are small market-oriented reforms, they are cautiously implemented to avoid undermining the regime's control. Agriculture and food security. Agriculture remains a vital sector for North Korea, employing a significant portion of the population. The country faces chronic food shortages due to poor agricultural practices, natural disasters, and limited arable land. According to a 2024 report by the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, North Korea's agricultural output has been severely impacted by climate change, leading to decreased crop yields and increased food insecurity. To mitigate these challenges, the government has implemented several measures, such as investing in agricultural infrastructure, promoting scientific farming methods, and encouraging cooperative farming. However, these efforts are often hampered by a lack of resources and technological advancements. The FAO report highlights that despite these efforts, North Korea still relies heavily on food aid and imports to meet its nutritional needs. Industrial sector and manufacturing. North Korea's industrial sector is diverse, encompassing mining, manufacturing, and construction. The country is rich in natural resources, including coal, iron ore, and rare earth metals, which are crucial for its industrial base. A 2023 study by the Peterson Institute for International Economics, PIIE, notes that mining remains one of the few sectors where North Korea has a comparative advantage, contributing significantly to its GDP. Manufacturing in North Korea focuses on military production, textiles, and light industry. The state prioritizes military-industrial production, which has led to significant advancements in missile and nuclear technology. However, this focus comes at the expense of consumer goods production, leading to shortages and a limited domestic market. Energy and infrastructure. Energy production and infrastructure development are critical challenges for North Korea. The country faces frequent power outages and relies heavily on outdated and inefficient energy infrastructure. According to a 2024 report by the International Energy Agency, IEA, North Korea's energy sector is dominated by coal, which accounts for over 70% of its energy production. The IEA report highlights efforts by the North Korean government to diversify its energy sources, including investments in hydropower, solar, and wind energy. However, these projects are often limited by a lack of funding and technological expertise. The country has also been seeking foreign investment and technical assistance to upgrade its energy infrastructure, though such efforts are hampered by international sanctions and political isolation. International trade and sanctions. International trade is a contentious issue for North Korea, heavily influenced by sanctions imposed by the United Nations and individual countries, particularly the United States. These sanctions target key sectors, including finance, trade, and energy, aiming to curb North Korea's nuclear ambitions and human rights abuses. Despite these sanctions, North Korea continues to engage in international trade through both legal and illegal channels. A 2023 study by the Institute for Science and International Security, ISIS, reports that North Korea has developed sophisticated methods to evade sanctions, including ship-to-ship transfers, falsified documentation, and the use of cryptocurrencies. These tactics enable the regime to import essential goods and export natural resources and manufactured products. China remains North Korea's largest trading partner, accounting for over 90% of its external trade. The relationship between the two countries is complex, with China providing economic support and diplomatic backing while also advocating for denuclearization. The ISIS study notes that while China adheres to UN sanctions in principle, enforcement is often lax, allowing for continued trade and financial transactions. Impact on American economy and political landscape. The economic activities of North Korea, while often clandestine, have indirect impacts on the American economy and political landscape. One significant area is the realm of cyber activities. North Korea's state-sponsored hacking groups have been involved in numerous cybercrimes, including attacks on American companies and financial institutions. A 2023 report by the cybersecurity firm FireEye estimated that North Korean hackers have stolen over $1 billion in cryptocurrencies, a substantial portion of which involved American entities. These cyber thefts not only cause direct financial losses, but also increase the cost of cybersecurity measures and insurance for U.S. companies. Politically, North Korea remains a significant foreign policy challenge. The ongoing nuclear threat posed by North Korea has led to heightened tensions and increased defense spending. The U.S. government has invested billions in missile defense systems and military readiness in response to potential threats from North Korea. This allocation of resources has implications for domestic spending priorities and national security strategies. Why other countries watch North Korea? North Korea's actions are closely monitored by countries worldwide for several reasons. Countries fear several aspects of North Korea's behavior. 1. Nuclear threat. The primary fear is North Korea's nuclear capabilities. The potential for nuclear conflict, either through deliberate action or accidental escalation, is a significant concern for many countries. The possibility of North Korea proliferating nuclear technology to other rogue states or non-state actors also adds to the anxiety. 2. Regional stability. North Korea's actions have the potential to destabilize the entire East Asian region. Military provocations, such as missile tests and aggressive rhetoric, heighten tensions with South Korea, Japan, and other neighboring countries. This instability can lead to increased military spending and alliances that further complicate international relations. 3. Human rights violations. The international community is deeply concerned about the human rights situation in North Korea. Reports of forced labor camps, executions, and severe restrictions on freedom highlight the regime's brutality. Countries fear that continued oppression will lead to further humanitarian crises and displacement of people. 4. Cybersecurity threats. North Korea's cyber activities pose a significant threat to global security. State-sponsored hacking groups have targeted financial institutions, government agencies, and private companies, causing substantial economic damage. The potential for cyber warfare and espionage remains a critical concern for many countries. 5. Economic disruption. North Korea's involvement in illicit trade and evasion of sanctions affects global markets. The country's ability to bypass international restrictions undermines the efforts to curb its nuclear program and maintain global economic stability. The disruption of commodity prices and illegal trade practices have far-reaching consequences for the global economy. Technological advancements and cyber activities. North Korea has increasingly focused on technological advancements and cyber activities as a means to bolster its economy and circumvent sanctions. The regime has invested in developing its cyber capabilities, with state-sponsored hacking groups engaging in various cybercrimes, including ransomware attacks, cryptocurrency theft, and intellectual property theft. A 2023 report by the cybersecurity firm FireEye highlights that North Korean hackers have stolen over $1 billion in cryptocurrencies over the past decade, providing a significant source of revenue for the regime. These funds are often laundered through complex networks of exchanges and intermediaries, making it difficult for authorities to trace and recover the assets. In addition to cyber activities, North Korea has been working to improve its technological infrastructure. This includes the development of domestic software and hardware industries, with an emphasis on self-reliance. However, the lack of access to advanced technologies and international collaboration limits the growth and innovation potential of these sectors. Economic outlook and future prospects. The economic outlook for North Korea in 2024 remains uncertain, influenced by both internal and external factors. The regime's ability to sustain its economy depends on navigating the challenges posed by international sanctions, limited resources, and global economic trends. Recent research suggests that North Korea is exploring new economic strategies to adapt to these challenges. This includes increasing self-reliance through domestic production, enhancing technological capabilities, and seeking alternative markets for its exports. However, these efforts are constrained by the regime's reluctance to implement significant economic reforms that could undermine its control. Conclusion: North Korea's economy remains a complex and multifaceted entity, shaped by a unique blend of centralized control, resource constraints, and external pressures. Despite facing significant challenges, the regime has demonstrated resilience through various means, including illicit trade, cyber activities, and strategic investments in key sectors. Understanding the untold story of North Korea's economy requires a nuanced analysis of these factors and their interplay. Thank you for watching. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What surprised you the most about North Korea's economic strategies? And what do you think the future holds for this secretive nation?